Imagine sitting in a pew with countless others, listening to your pastor preach God's word. Now imagine, while you're sitting there, you notice darkness spreading across the windows of the church as the sounds of a storm begin. In the distance, you can hear the never-ending reverberations of thunder echoing towards you. You feel safe in God's home, but something in the back of your mind tells you to run. Soon the soft pattering of raindrops against the church become violent, as if fueled by a supernatural rage. The pastor raises his voice to compete against the storm's deafening sounds. That's when something breaks through God's realm and takes the lives of several people in the same pews you were sitting in. And that something resembled a ball of fire. That's what many experienced in Wydecombe Devon in 1638. On Sunday, October 21st, during a service there was a severe thunderstorm which affected the whole of Widecombe Valley. The church's tower stood against the weather, prideful and strong. However, even God's home couldn't stand against the ferocity of this particular storm, as a wrathful lightning strike pierced straight through the limestone tower. However, it was not the lightning that claimed the lives of 4 worshippers and injured 60 more. Instead, from the opposing side of the church's tower, flew in a large ball of fire, ripping through the church's ceiling and windows as if they weren't even there at all. It's said that this demonic fire glided around the church, defying gravity or explainable science, bouncing wall to wall, before it made its move against the worshippers. The fire flung itself from pew to pew, passing through people and objects alike. It exploded pews and the stone walls, and launched them around the room. One man, Robert Mead, was flung against a pillar so violently that it left an indentation against the stone. His skull ended up being shattered, and his brain was hurled to the ground. Another victim, one Master Hill, a gentleman of good account with the parish, was thrown so intensely against the wall that he died that night. His son, sitting right next to him, was left unharmed. The other victims in the church had burns on their bodies, but strangely, not on their clothes. One man's coins inside his purse were said to have been melted together as the ball pierced through him. However, his purse was left undamaged, except for tiny needle-like holes in the cloth. Even the animals weren't safe. A dog was reported to have ran outside the church, barking madly as if possessed, while the fire took its victims inside. The dog's escape was short-lived. Almost immediately upon leaving, he was lifted high up into the air by an unseen force, and then thrown back to the ground, dead. There is not a true explanation to what happened that night, only reports. One such report is of a woman who worked at an inn 4 miles away in Poundsgate. She swears that a rider mounted on a coal-black steed spoke to her at her house on the day in question, and inquired the road to the village. Unwittingly, she gave directions to the stranger, and was immediately horrified. The black rider pulled out a canteen full of water and pursed it to his lips. It hissed as it traveled down his throat, and steam was seen rising off of his tongue, as if it was boiling inside of his mouth. The devil-like man then galloped off to Widecombe. The reports do not end there, however. 2 young boys told a similar story. They claimed they were playing in a graveyard when a black-cloaked man came from behind and forced them into open graves as the storm began to fester. The children screamed as the dirt turned to mud and began to flood the open holes. Luckily, they were helped out of the graves before they drowned. Now, had the devil himself visited Widecombe Devon? Over the centuries, many people have experienced and seen unexplainable devil-like things traveling Devon, such as the devil's footsteps. No one can know for sure except for those who were there, and unfortunately, heaven or hell, they are no longer with us on earth. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It'd mean a lot. I'd also like to thank all the new subscribers. Sorry for not posting much lately, I've been in the hospital for a little while. But I should be able to get back to my normal schedule. Thank you for watching, and until next time.